Today with my father, and we're going to go into detail about some things that we both buy differently. So, our first topic is shoes. If so, when you're buying shoes, is there a specific brand you're looking for, or is it more a different quality you're looking in it?
Now it's a brand because of the comfort level that this brand gives me.
Okay, and what brand is that?
On Cloud.
Okay. So with OnCloud, is this something that you've kind of been like a lifelong?
No, I just found out about them about a year ago. Got them for Christmas, and I've never worn shoes more comfortable. And I feel that if every pair of shoes I have were On Cloud, I'd be happy. But I have a couple pair.
Okay, so basically you're saying that this is like the superior shoe that for comfort that you've ever worn in your entire life. So
Yeah, because I'm on my feet a lot, being in the kitchen, and it's a chef.
yeah, and I know OnCloud is kind of a bit of a trendy quote unquote brand that's kind of arose within the last couple years. So
Mm-hmm.
you could say that you're kind of looking for the best of both worlds with the comfort of it, with also the aesthetic of it and the appeal to the general public.
I think the quality and the comfort are the two things.
Yeah, I think that's
Those
why
are
they're
more
doing so
important to me
well.
than how they really look.
Sure, yeah. And are there any different types of shoes that you would go for, or just like more of the comfort running shoe type of sneaker?
Maybe like a business casual style that would fit, but they're all sneakers. So I usually get black or a darker tone.
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of similar in that I do look for comfort, but sometimes I'll look for more of something that's fitting my style at the time. If it's a classic Converse or something like that, or a
Yeah.
new an up and coming shoe, like you mentioned, similar to the OnCloud shoe.
The style is not really the first thing I think about.
Yeah, sure. And I think sometimes style is kind of the forefront of what I'm thinking, but I also want to take in consideration the quality of the build of the shoe, how long it's going to last me,
Mhm.
how many times I'm going to be using it, what I'm going to be using it for. That kind of thing is kind of important. to
Yeah,
delve
I'm really
into.
not worried about how long it's going to last me because I figured if you're, I'll just replace it.
So going to our second point, we have food, and more specifically grocery shopping, etc., that kind of thing. So I know you're very familiar with that, being your occupation. He's a chef. So you spent lots of time grocery shopping, but when you're personally shopping for yourself, is there something that you're looking for, a certain store you like to go to? If you'd like to go into the details of that.
Yeah. Well, since I know the knowledge of how things cost and how some things that can be called organic and some things aren't, I can look at something and visualize it and see it and understand if it's a good quality. So my main focus is looking at like Whole Foods and products and understanding what to look for beyond if it's organic or not, because it could be organic, it could be bad quality.
Sure. Yeah.
So organic and quality are two different things. So I focus more on the quality of something, how it looks when it's a fresh item, and then when it comes to things that are like anything that's like a food that's not a raw fresh item and it's a packaged product. Anything packaged, I'm looking for a name brand. Sometimes though, like if I'm buying a lot of groceries, I'll look at the value.
Yeah, and is there any, sometimes some people will say, I'll only go to this certain store,
I'm not
I'll
only
buy from
no,
this
I'm
certain
not,
brand. Are you
I'm
like
not
that
a,
when
I'm
you-
not a only Whole Foods or Wegmans or like I'll go to ShopRite, I'll go to Giant, I'll go to wherever, because I feel that some of those places are marketing an item and it's a higher price because of where you're shopping.
And going into our third point, which is clothing. So is this kind of similar to the shoe, where it's like you were looking for comfort and style at the same time, or is it one or over the other?
Comfort's one, Style I'm not too worried about. I'm not someone that likes to get dressed up in suits a lot. In my occupation, I'm wearing something comfortable in the kitchen. I'm not having to go to an office per se. So I work from home. So that I think that influences how I buy clothes.
Sure.
And convenient, something that's just easy, convenient, easy to maintain, doesn't take a lot of ironing. I'll kind of consider those things along with comfort. And style, I'm not too concerned about. That's not one of my main things I'm thinking about when I go. I'm thinking of just a quality, something that's quality and comfortable, and that is easy to maintain.
So pretty straightforward, quality, comfortable, and it's cheap. Also, something that you're looking for, is that kind of on the
No,
back burner?
not necessarily cheap. I think more easy. The top three would be
Or
quality,
low pricing. That would be a better way of saying
quality,
it.
comfort, and easy to maintain.
Okay.
So cost, I'm willing to spend. If it's something that's going to last me longer, yes.
Okay, and I'm similar to that in that I look for things that, I'm not going to be only wearing for a certain period of time. It's something that's going to be in my wardrobe for a good amount of time,
Right.
and that varies because I do sports, so I'd be buying athletic wear sometimes, buying different athletic shirts, and sometimes I like to, go with my personal style and go to the thrift store where it's very cheap and I can get a good amount of clothes for
Yeah, I would
for
never do that.
a generally low price. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also willing to, like you said, sometimes I'll splurge on a certain item or piece of clothing that I know is good quality, or I know it's going to be lasting me a while and I'm going to be frequently using it. So
Right.
I'd agree with that. So that I definitely have spent my fair share on good quality clothing that I still wear to this day. So
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and for the back to the grocery shopping for 1 second, because I forgot to add my point. And I'm kind of similar to what you're saying. Obviously, I don't have that kind of knowledge and expertise about certain brands and their quality of food or how they process their food, but something I definitely look for is something that is generally cheap. I like to go to Aldi's because they have good quality stuff for a very competitive price compared to, your big name brands like Walmart, Target, Giant, ShopRite that are in the area. And
Whole Foods or Wegmans.
exactly. And something else that I look for similar to you is I look for Whole Foods, foods that are going to be keeping me full, feeling good. Since I do have a lot of physical activity throughout the week, I need food that's going to be fueling me, not making me feel down. So I typically look for good, high quality foods as well that are decent in price and, will get my money's worth, which is pretty hard with groceries nowadays, getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I'll buy things that I can travel with.
Yeah. That's a
So
good
like
point.
sometimes I'll buy, instead of packing protein powder, since I'm traveling, I'll buy a protein and the cartons and the portion cartons, and I'll buy those and pack them, or I'll wait to go shopping until I get to where my destination is and not pack something from home. But it's something that if I had left over,